It's dirty milk. We don't care. We're gonna give it to the chickens. We're gonna pour it in. These chickens are gonna eat it. They're gonna drink it up. Good morning. It is Saturday, January 25th. It's still cold. It's 14 degrees, feels like 4 Fahrenheit. So Natalie and I were just talking about it. We're kind of done. We're over this cold. We'd love some hot weather. Crazy enough, yesterday was beautiful. I mean, it was like 50 degrees out. The sun was out all day. Kids came out and built a snowman, and they didn't even have jackets or hats or anything on. I mean, Evie was out in just a t-shirt. It was that nice out yesterday, and here we are again. We've got another storm rolling in, which, look, we'll take it. We appreciate the moisture. We need the moisture. Welcome to Colorado. This is the crazy weather we get here in Colorado. So all good, all good. We're gonna go, Evie, again, she's on it. So I'm gonna actually go to the chickens after we get Annabelle milked and the cows out. I think I am gonna put the cows out. This storm isn't supposed to last that long, so it's just gonna snow for a couple hours. I'll get the cows out, throw some hay out there. I wanna bring you in to the coop and just talk about chickens, talk about hens and the importance of that, and just the craziness of eggs right now. So I'm gonna chat on that a little later. Let's get these cows taken care of, Annabelle milked, and we'll get on with our day.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Hi.
Cooney, come on. So I'm scared to try this still, just because it's so cold. I was hoping that yesterday's weather helped thaw this out, but I do not even want to mess with it this morning because it's so cold, and we're fine. I filled this up yesterday. So yesterday I had to run the line to the other hydrant. I'm hoping that's the last day we need to do that. I will check it tomorrow. We'll check it tomorrow and hopefully fill it up tomorrow. And if not, we hope for warm weather. It'll thaw out. It did this last year, but so much easier to have that 35-foot hose right here, right next to the cows, as opposed to getting the 35-foot hose, the 100-foot hose, running it. Obviously, it's a lot easier. So these cows don't want to come out. Annabelle, let's go.
They don't want to come out.
Annabelle, come on.
And we have 2 days, so.
I mean, she's not horrible.
Up to you.
Well, Annabelle, you are a mess.
You probably need to get out.
Okay, so, whoa, look at those spider webs. I just got totally distracted.
Oh my gosh.
Check this out.
Whoa.
Look at that. I don't know if it looks as cool as it does to us, but
That's crazy.
that's super cool.
Because it got frozen?
Yeah.
Pretty messy over here.
All right, so here's what we're doing. She's a complete mess. It's snowy. I don't know if that hydrant's working. For me, I don't want to mess with it because I think something's frozen internally. And it's just cold out. We're actually heading out of town. So we'll be out of town for a week, and when we go out of town, we'll be out of town for a week. All of the milk, what I am doing right now, is how our neighbor is going to milk for us next week. It's a scrap bucket, and it's all going to go to the chickens. If we had pigs, it'd all go to the pigs. But as mentioned in the past, look, chickens, they're omnivores. They are basically pigs with wings. They're gonna eat all this stuff anyways. It's not going to waste. We're still turning this milk into eggs, right? Into egg production. So rather than get the hose out, spray her down, we're gonna be out of town for a week anyways. So the milk is probably gonna end up sitting in our cooler way too long. We're gonna have to end up giving it to the chickens anyway. So rather than filtering it, doing the whole thing, you know, icing it, filtering it, so that we can drink it, and then inevitably we're gonna get back after being gone for a week and the milk's gonna spoil and we're gonna end up giving it to the chickens anyways. We're just gonna give it to the chickens. So that's what we decided to do. She's a complete mess. We just put another bale of spent hay in there to... Look, they've been in this loafing shed for basically a week. I mean, it's been nice here and there, but they're just in there pooping and peeing way too much. So it's been difficult to maintain the amount of carbon needed, the amount of spent hay needed, so that she doesn't look like this every day.
There's 4 of them in there too.
And there's 4 of them. We've got 4 cows in there just pooping and peeing. So all good. No worries. We turn a challenge or a problem into a solution, and we're just gonna move forward, and we're happy with what we're doing here. All right, so again, it's dirty milk. We don't care. We're gonna give it to the chickens. Yeah, she was a mess. Natalie kept saying, why don't you just wash her down? Probably should have washed her down. I'm gonna end up using my hands in the soap because I got poop all over me. So it's all good. Look, we've done this in the past. We'll do it in the past when we have excess milk. We have situations like this. It's cold. We don't want to mess around. It's all good. We're gonna throw it to the chickens. Chickens are gonna make eggs out of it anyway, so all good. Okay, so I mentioned we are prepping to leave town for about a week. So again, I try to make it as easy as possible for our neighbors to come over and do chores. And I've laid out, right now we're feeding a bale and a quarter of grass hay every day, and then a quarter of alfalfa. I still need to put the alfalfa, but I'm gonna put that here. So I literally laid out the rations that they need every single day, so they can just come in. I try to make it as brainless as possible, as easy as possible, so you're not trying to think and figure out what I want, because I like to farm the way I farm. So I set this out. We're gonna set out buckets of feed in the high tunnel for the chickens. Again, we try to make it as simple as possible so they can get over here, take care of our animals, and then get out of here. Okay, so this is the milk. This is the scrap milk. Again, we're gonna have our neighbor do this every day next week that we're gone. We're just gonna scrap it and we're gonna pour it in. We weren't thinking about it. We had all this whey because Natalie made cheese, but so there's already whey. That's why it's all wet in here anyways. We're gonna pour it in. These chickens are gonna eat it. They're gonna drink it up. And it's all good. It's all good. They love it, so that goes in there. Okay, I wanted to chat about hens, the importance of hens. Look, I get it, not everybody has the opportunity to even raise hens, but if you do, I strongly encourage you, if you're on the fence and you're thinking about it, they are the easiest animal to get going with. We always joke that they're the gateway drug to the farming world. They truly are. We started with hens. Look, Natalie and I were super nervous when we first got hens because it was an unknown. Fast forward 5 years, they truly are the easiest animal to raise, and they provide an amazing protein source. Why am I talking? Even if you get 1 or 2, if you get a high egg laying breed, you could get 1 egg a day per chicken. I mean, that's a lot. You're probably gonna get 1 every other day, most likely. But so if you have three chickens, you're getting, 10 to 12 eggs a week out of that, just depending on your breed. Why am I bringing this up? I went to the store. I was at the store earlier this week. This goose wants to chime in and tell you all about it too. And I'll throw a picture. Hopefully I can throw a picture right here somewhere. I took a picture of the shelf, the egg shelf at the store. And this is a local store in a, not our city, we're in a little city, but a well-populated city. And the egg shelves were crazy. There was a sign talking about egg shortages, the pricing on it. I haven't looked at egg pricing in months. I couldn't believe, I mean, they're charging it was $10 a dozen, $13 a dozen, $9 a dozen. I didn't see anything under $10 a dozen for, it's just cage free. These aren't even pasture raised. It's a cage free egg, $12 a dozen, $10 a dozen. And there was no eggs. There was no eggs. I'll show you that picture. That picture was up on the video. There was a few cartons, but it was eerie how empty the shelves were in this populated city main grocery store. So again, if you're on the I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It's just weird. It's weird, right? Why in the world why do we have an egg shortage? Look, I don't watch the news. I haven't watched the news in years. That's a whole nother topic of conversation. There's a reason for that. But so I really don't know what's going on. If noise, thank you, Rooster, right on cue. If noise is a potential issue for you not to have hens, the only ones that are really loud are the roosters. You could literally have 2 or 3 hens in your backyard, and if you didn't tell anyone, your neighbor, nobody would know. Nobody would know, because they're not doing that. They're not crowing. They're just in here doing their thing. So you could literally set up a small little coop in your backyard. The amazing thing about them is I just showed you, they're garbage disposals. Look at them. They're loving it. They're over here drinking milk. So all of your scraps, they are omnivores. So your scrap, your trash output is going to go down automatically overnight because they will eat everything. Look, you can read they're not supposed to have onions and whatever. I throw everything in here. Onions, I throw it in. They're not dumb. If they're not supposed to eat the onion or it's bad, they're not going to eat it. When I throw onions out here, they leave it alone and then it just goes into the compost. So literally everything that is not poultry, we feed to the chickens when we don't have pigs. So if you only have hens, everything, banana peels, old bananas, grapes, beef, pork, all of it, milk, anything that goes bad, old milk, they love it. The clabbered milk, they're going to eat it. All of your waste will go down significantly. And you are now your egg source. You are getting a true blue beyond organic egg because you know what you're feeding them. It's coming from the source. You're not worried about empty shelves at the store. You have automatic eggs happening all the time, and you can cut down on your grain costs by feeding them all of your scraps. So you can get very, very intentional and do it on the cheap. You really, really can. There's some great videos out there on the Amish, on how the Amish raise hens. They don't feed them any grain. It's all scraps. You could literally raise 2 or 3 hens. I bet you could do it just from table scraps. I'm crazy. I like to have the grain just because I don't want to think about it. It's just another thing I don't want to mess with or think about. So I feed them the grain, but we minimize. We're down to 1/4 pound per hen in grain. And honestly, when we're feeding them this much scrap, we probably don't even need to be feeding them that much. We could probably go down to half that or no grain at all, and they would be fine. The way you kind of watch that and monitor and scale yourself is you know how many eggs you're going to get. So you can get a baseline on eggs with... You can get your baseline on eggs and you could start at 1/3 pound. You should probably do that. 1/3 pound per bird is a great place to start if you're not doing scraps. From there, you start minimizing the grain and adding scraps and just watch your egg production. Once that egg production goes down, if you're averaging 12 eggs a week and then all of a sudden you're down to 8 over an average of a month, you know you're not giving them enough nutrients, enough grain, then you can start upping the grain production again. But you can get very intentional on just feeding table scraps. They're gonna survive, especially in the summer and the spring. If you let them out and roam, they're gonna go get bugs. They're gonna feed themselves. So look, I just wanted to talk about the importance of hens. Hens are amazing. And if you're on the fence, I just wanna push you over and give you some encouragement and let you know Natalie and I were scared to death when we started. These were the first animals we started on our farm, and we were scared because we didn't know. It's just the unknown. Once you get going and figure it out, they really are quite simple. They're an amazing animal, and they're gonna give you a nice protein source all the time. Okay, so again, there's a hen back here right now. Guys, I'm telling you, there's nothing more, this egg is still warm. Nothing more amazing than coming out here and having your literal farm fresh eggs. You know where they've been on your land since birth or however you pick them up, but you know the type of eggs you're getting. It's an amazing thing not being dependent on the grocery store. And again, I get it. Look, I know it's not doable for anybody. My hope here is if you're on the fence, I hope this is your push. I hope you just do it. Just do it. Just do it. I promise you'll be grateful for it. Okay, I hope that helped. Look, we're gonna call it a day. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you find value in what we're doing here, what we're bringing, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel. We love the comments, love the feedback. We'll catch you all next time.